welcome to our continuing adventures on the Let's Defend platform. Today we are taking a whack at the free challenge of Malicious NuGet Package. It is underneath the incident responder path, and it is supposedly medium difficulty. During routine monitoring, our SIEM solution detected suspicious activity indicating the presence of a malicious file on a specific machine within our network. The immediate response from the SIEM was an alert, prompting our security team to begin a thorough investigation. As part of this investigation, a triage image was acquired for your review. Your primary objective is to determine how this malware infiltrated our organization and successfully bypassed our existing security measures. So it's going to be on a Windows VM, and in typical portion, we'll find on the desktop a tools and a challenge file folder. Let's see, when did Windows Defender first raise an alert regarding the presence of the suspicious file? What is the SHA-1 hash value of the identified malicious file? The malicious file employed a specific framework for its operation. What is the name of this framework? In order to know how this file reached the system, we need to trace back the attack. When did this file get downloaded onto the system? What's the name of the PowerShell script that downloaded the malware onto the system? The attacker altered one letter of the NuGet package to evade detection. What is the altered package ID of this malicious package? From which URL was the malicious file downloaded onto the system? What command did the attacker use to alter the security settings to facilitate the download of the file? To ensure smooth execution, the attacker tampered with the specific registry key. What is the path of the accessed registry key? And what command was used to add the malicious package to the local cache for future use? Okay, so let's go ahead and bring up. Now I have done some extraction as a little bit of pregame, but I have not answered any of the questions. So let's see, let us bring in our RDP window again. And we're into this. So when we extract everything out, we'll end up with an image folder, C, and then it expands out into your typical Windows file system. So our first portion is when did Windows Defender first raise an alert? So we're going to want to go into the Windows directory, System32, WinEVT, logs, and if we look, we will find near the bottom Microsoft-Windows-Defender %40 or %4 operational.evtx. And upon looking inside there, if we look for event 1116, we will find on 3/16/2024 a detection for virtual win32 sliver.d. This directs us to the process C program data Xbox game bar Xbox update.exe. So it looks like if we want to take this, hopefully this is UTC, otherwise I'm going to have to figure out how to take Windows time and convert to UTC. This is going to become 14. Oh, yeah, it would kind of help if I followed the format, wouldn't it? 2024, month 03/16. All right, we're rocking and rolling. So we are simply just converting it over. So the 3/16/2024 at 2:43:17 becomes 2024-03-16 capital T 14:43:17. Okay, now we need to find the malicious of said file. And we don't have sysmon to rely on, but because we did get a detection, we can take a look at other logs for this. So if we go into back to the image directory, C program data, Microsoft, Windows Defender, support, we got a bunch of logs we can find. And so if we open the MP log for, well, technically it's MP log dash 2023-1206-044317.log. And we can look through there to take a look at everything that's there. We will find down near the bottom for 3/16/2024 1443 14.241Z a SDN query for C program data Xbox game bar Xbox update.exe. And a little bit further over, oh, you dirty. We get the hashes, and they want specifically the SHA-1. So let's see if we're in the right track. We're just copying and pasting what it gives us. Bingo bango, we're good. Okay, the malicious file employed a specific framework for its operation. Okay, so how did this get here? No, not NuGet. What's the name of the framework? Okay. So, where would we find NuGet information? So we're going to look underneath Administrator. If we look underneath Downloads, there's a psbuild.1.1.1-beta.nupkg, which we can extract out using 7-zip. And it gives us basically the full-blown contents. Now we can go through and we can take a look, and it looks like this is PS build by a Saeed Hamashi. I'm probably butchering that. Which, okay, fine, that all looks good. Everything else along those lines. But if we take a look inside the specific NuGet package that was inside downloads and extract it out, we see an int.ps1, psbuild.dll, psbuild.psd1, and a psm1 file. If we take a look, okay, yeah, looks normal for the psd1. psbuild looks like things that you would expect. Int.ps1 though is where we see some funky activity. Specifically, we see that, okay, this init.ps1 calls program data Xbox game bar, and it reaches out to 51.116.103.154 over port 8000 to pull down the executable. Okay. What framework? Because this looks like this is just PowerShell to pull the stuff down. Wasn't there a section in there? Yeah, what was the name of the file that was responsible for this? An int.ps1. Okay, we can get that one. When did the file get downloaded onto the system? So we've got all this, we've got the portion that was extracted, but if we go back to the administrator, there's a .NuGet in there, and we can see packages, and we can see a weird PS build, except it's two I's instead of IL. One letter. Oh, that's one letter. So let's try PSBUIID. All right, we're on the right track. What was the URL? Okay, from which? So basically, we take that whole aspect. I tried taking a look to see as to whether or not if it would be available on VirusTotal. It's not. I realize that's in the way. But, okay, so how? Let's take this out of the way. We'll transition back. So the whole thing. Okay, where did we pull that exactly from? The address. I mean, it's in there. So we've got the web file, but then it calls $proc name. So we're just substituting $proc name for the Xbox capital U for update.exe at the very end of it. And it puts it all together for us. What command did they run to alter the security settings? And that's up here on volume 3. So that is adjusting the real-time monitoring of Windows Defender to be turned off. And just to show you, that's exactly what's copied in, and that's what takes that. And then it accessed a registry key. That's going to be up here. So what they are doing is adjusting the execution policy to be unrestricted for PowerShell. So you can lock PowerShell down. It would have to be only signed PowerShell scripts that'll run, or you can just turn everything off if you never plan on doing PowerShell on your box. So we'll take that top section and we'll dump that in there, and again confirming H key. Current user, software, Microsoft. PowerShell 1, PowerShell DS, or LDS, Microsoft.PowerShell. What command was used to add the malicious package to the local cache for future use? Oh boy, this might actually, I might end up having to make this a quick two-parter. So we were looking for when the file actually reached. So we can take a look and see if I can pull that out of a hat. So this is MFT Explorer because we got the $MFT in the image. And this is just run through. So I've just taken it down to program data and Xbox game bar, and we have Xbox update. And then we need to figure out, okay, when was it dumped to the system? Is the created on? Nope, those look like they're all the same. So if we're to believe it, it would be 2024-03-16 space 143822. We'll see if we've got that right. We do. All right. Again, we'll take that out. And just to confirm, back in here. Okay. Now we need to figure out what framework they are specifically looking for here. I mean, my whole thought was, NuGet, because it's right there. I mean, what? No, let's get unstuck. What's the hint? Check the Windows Defender logs. Oh no. sliver. It was in the defender detection. I was thinking, okay, like the package manager aspect, NuGet? No. Okay. What command was used to add the malicious package to the local cache for future use? PowerShell history. Administrator app data local. Okay, so let's take a look. Yeah, I don't really have an issue with using the help, especially to try to make this shorter for everybody. Windows, PowerShell, PS read line, console host history. Okay. So I went to the directory that there is a console host underscore history.txt. And we open it up and we see, okay, Python-m pip install setup tools, some screwing around on the keyboard, and then they make it elastic, continue silently, and it looks like they pull down the elastic agent. We get NuGet add, and this calls the double I PS build. That's inside the downloads directory that was pulled down, and adds it in. So we're going to grab everything for NuGet add, and then ending in c:/users/administrators/.nuget. And we'll see if Bango Bango. So here's the question, because I had to use those helps, do I get added to the page at all or no? Do I get to take number 10? Nice. So there we go. Now, you'd have to know a little bit about NuGet and the like in regards to this. And this particular instance was talked about in a couple of pages that I will add the links to. But I'm assuming this is roughly about the time frame when everything was written up. NuGet is a Microsoft-supported mechanism for sharing to allow developers to create, share, and consume .NET, including .NET Core code. Although the other one, the Ms. Antu's blog, again, I can't pronounce worth a damn, so if Gerald reads or ends up coming across this, I tried, man. But effectively, this will break down a little bit more, and I'll make sure both of these are linked in the video description. But they do call out code execution when installing, uninstalling a package. That it can contain PowerShell scripts that are executed when a package is installed or uninstalled. Note that these scripts are only executed for projects that don't use project reference or package reference. So as long as most of your project has that in there, then shouldn't be an issue. But the typical place where this stuff's going to be is underneath, again, the tools directory, and then the init.ps1, which is where we found most of the answers centered around this, short of doing MFT analysis and everything else. But then it could also be install or uninstall.ps1. So all really good stuff. So that being said, that has been the Malicious NuGet Package challenge on the Let's Defend platform. I finally got something soon enough to be able to actually have my name on the leaderboard. But at least I didn't have to make it a two-parter, and it's just shy over 21 minutes, but no more waffling. But with all that being said, I will see everybody in the next video.